Alright guys, back again for another video. First of all, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who has subscribed, liked, commented on these videos. I've just hit 900 subscribers, so I'm over the moon with that. Now, the tank behind me has got a little infestation of flatworms, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to siphon out as many of the flatworms as I can as possible, and I'm going to add some of this flatworm stop stuff, which is completely reef safe. The biggest problem with flatworms is the fact that if you kill them all in the tank, they can release a toxin, and it can actually be really detrimental to everything in the tank. So we want to try and avoid that. So the best thing to do is to try and siphon out as many of the as many as the red flatworm bugs as we can. So what I'm going to do to siphon them out is I've just attached a little bit of acrylic tubing, like rigid airline, to some flexible airline, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it through the end of a pair of tights, so that I can basically use this as a net to catch or to filter out as many of these flatworms as possible. So hopefully, well, then I won't need to do a water change because I'm going to put in the medication to kill everything, and then I can just there shouldn't be as many of them in there that are going to die and release toxins. It's recommended, or I would definitely think, to do this for a couple of days, maybe even like a week, just to try and see, depending on how many I get out. So I'm going to try and get as many as I can out now, then I'm going to medicate, and then I'm going to do the same thing again tomorrow, and I'm going to do this until I can't see any left in there. And then I'll do a nice big water change at the end of the treatment. And with this flatworm stop, it actually recommends that you actually continue usage of it for at least 3 months. So I'm going to put a link in the description below to everything that I use to try and do this, and yeah, hopefully we'll get rid of these horrible flatworms. Alright, so I'm just going to fill the siphon tube up with some water so that I don't have to suck on it. Let's see how much I get. Okay, so once you've got your siphon going, okay, so the first place that I want to go is down here, really. Just all of these little critters. Actually, they're really easy to just get rid of, actually, especially with this method. Slowly suck them all up, as many as I can. And then what I've got is I've got this there, and then I can just pop that back in. Just make sure you turn off your auto top up. There we go, get all these ones off that glass now. Say that glass, I say the back of the tank. Alright, so I've gone over it a few times with my trusty siphon, and I've taken out loads, so yeah, it was a job definitely well done. So when I look in there, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gross little red flatworms. So yeah, that's a job well done. So now I'm just going to add the chemicals that I need to add, and then I'm just going to keep doing this maybe daily. I'll see how it looks tomorrow, and then I'll probably go over it again. Alright, and here we go, and this is what I'm going to be using. Flatworm stop, and you use 1 ml per 25 gallons, and what I'll do is I'll put a link for it in the description below. It recommends that you use it for a minimum of 3 months, and in fact it actually states that you should use it indefinitely. So yeah, I might keep up with it, we'll see. So here we go, I'm just going to fire it into the top of my MP10 there, just directly into the tank, and then hopefully that should kill off any of these nasty flatworms. But I think I've got a fair amount of them out now. There was loads up this back wall, but I've got most of them. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't wipe the tank out, because everything's looking really good, and even these ones that I put in the other day, these hard corals, are all starting to glow quite nicely now. They all look like they're going to do well. Fingers crossed. Alright guys, that wraps up my video today on how I'm going to deal with these flatworms. So hopefully over the next few days and weeks that they should all be out of the tank. So if I just go through and keep siphoning them out and what have you, then keep adding this stuff daily, hopefully I'll get enough of them out that there won't be any kind of chemical toxins released, or like too many, if too many die too quickly. I'd love to hear if any of you guys have suffered with these flatworms, and if they've actually bothered any of your corals or what have you, and what you've used and what methods you use to try and get rid of them. That'd be brilliant. Cool, I'll see you in the next one.